Welcome to your practice today, friends. Thank you so much for making the time and space to invest in yourselves, move your body, and breathe a little bit today. We're going to be exploring inversions, and before you think we will be doing handstands and flipping our legs over our head, we're not. So we're going to be doing easy, gentle inversions that anyone can do, no experience required. And I love inversions anytime I'm feeling heavy, I'm feeling stuck, I need to shift my perspective or mood, get some energy flowing, or simply to recharge. So we will start today on our backs with our legs up the wall or at a counter. You can even use the side of a couch. I like to bring a blanket or something soft underneath the hips and then come at this from this side. So I'll face parallel to the wall and bring the legs, inverting them over the head. This is a beautiful pose to do for heart health. The circulatory system responds so well as we encourage fresh blood and more circulation and movement to move into the lower half of our body. So settle in, feel a slight bend in the knees, and welcome an easy, deep breath of air in through your nose. And open your mouth and let it go. 3 more cycles of breath, just like this, as you settle into our practice. Just a short 10-minute practice today, but a little goes such a long way. Maybe shifting around, sliding your shoulder blades in closer together, making a shelf for your heart. As you feel your collarbones open up and expand, and soften in your jaw. Can you soften in the eyebrows and the space between your eyebrows? Even feel your earlobes release and your shoulders dangle away from the ears. And I invite you to bring your right hand to your belly, your left hand over your heart. And can you connect and feel your heartbeat beneath your left hand and that soft rise and fall of your breath beneath your right hand? Feeling the belly and the chest rise together. And then gently release back down in towards the ground. And soften your eyes if they're not already. And now I'll offer you another variation of this shape. So if you're craving some opening in the hips, the inner thighs, go ahead and bring the legs out wide. Again, a slight bend in the knees, and I like to bring my hands to my inner thighs just to encourage some softening here. And take a moment to notice in your body where you might be unconsciously holding some tension. So we all have that space where the stress seems to travel and live. Is it in the shoulders, in the neck, in the jaw? Maybe in the inner thighs and the hips. And just send your breath into these spaces and let it soften the muscles and the tissues. Take a few more cycles of breath here. Staying in this shape or coming back to our first position, one last variation, taking a bound angle pose, so bringing the heels together, soles of the feet touch. Wherever's comfortable for you with the hands. So how can you make this feel good and nourishing for your body? So if you find yourself struggling, fidgeting, just adjust, maybe come out of this. Customize the shape for your body, your structure. the spotlight of your focus move back to your breath. And then bringing your hands to the outer knees if the legs are open. Draw the shins and the thighs into the chest. Bring your forehead and curl up into a little ball and towards the knees, and then we'll roll over to one side. Pause here in this fetal position. And really take your time as you press yourself up to sit. I'll meet you in all fours. And we're going to rock front to back, front to back. We're making our way up into standing and coming into a forward fold. So another variation of an inversion. We're bringing our head and working our heart down below our hips. I'm going to walk my hands in, toes are tucked, and then take my time. Gaze is down at the earth. Start to lift your hips up. Bend the knees as much as you need to here into a forward fold. Check in with the head. Shake it yes. Shake it no. Really press well through your feet into the ground. Find your heels and feel like you're digging your heels down and apart from each other, like you're pulling your mat or the towel beneath you apart. Then feel your belly button lifting up into your spine. So engage in your belly and your core muscles. Take your time as you spinal roll up. Let your head be heavy in the last thing to rise. And then feel the crown of your head floating over your tailbone, your hips over your heels. Let your palms shine open. Find some space across your chest. Take a full body breath of air in through your nose and open mouth exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. Look down at the earth and start to spinal roll yourself back into this forward fold. Not forcing anything here, so if you start to feel unstable or any pain in the low back, then adjust. A good modification is to bring the hands to a chair or the side of the counter. Feeling the weight of your hips move back behind your heels, so making space for your upper body to fold over your legs. And using your breath to release any tension in the back, in the neck, in the mind. Let it release and roll down into the ground and away. Breathing in easy, steady. Take your time as you press down well through the heels. Feel that pulling apart action. Protect the low back as you come all the way up. And come back to rise, mountain pose. Beautiful. So another forward fold variation, wide leg forward fold. I like to stretch my arms out, take a peek and see if my ankles can get close and directly underneath my wrists. Bring my hands to my hips, little bend in the knees, open up across the chest as I gently squeeze my elbows together and then fold forward. Again, if you have a chair or the side of a counter, a great place to pause and stay, or bring your hands underneath the face, beneath the shoulders, but let the head completely descend and feel heavy. And can you even feel this space and length that is created by gravity in between each of your spinal vertebrae? So your legs are firm here. And breathe easy. One more breath. Really take your time as you come out of this. Look forward. Pause as you lift halfway. Bring your hands to your hips. And then come all the way to rise. arms overhead. Like a little star pose, open up across your chest. One last variation here, this one is optional. Taking an L shape at the wall. So if this is not where you're headed today, then I invite you to take any other variation that we've done and finish in a legs up the wall shape that we did our first posture. Otherwise, I'm going to start by taking a downward facing dog at the wall. So my heels are going to lift. Breathe in and breathe out as I lift my inner thighs up and back. And then I'll begin to walk my right foot up the wall about hip distance apart, looking straight down at the ground. And I come into this L. Soft bend in the elbows, keep the gaze directly down to the earth. Feel my low belly drawing in towards my spine. Breathe in and breathe out. Take your time, step it back, downward facing dog. A great posture to encourage strength and confidence. Inhale and exhale. Again, legs up the wall or a down dog is a beautiful variation. And then let's finish in your legs up the wall pose or any other resting shape that feels nice for you. And I encourage you to rest there for as long as you can make the time. Let your eyes be soft. Gravity gently pulling your bones heavy down to the ground. And just rest. Thank you for your practice, for your efforts. Be well, and I'll see you soon.